到2006年我们在拍练习曲的时候，也很好玩。然后因为练习曲里头有一个场景是妈祖，就是妈祖白沙屯的妈祖，然后要去绕境，要去春天要去郊游，然后我就跟我们的导演啊，还有演员啊，我们就是在要开拍之前，要下去台中的 Giant 要去找 sponsor。那我们在去的之前就经过了白沙屯，我们就跟妈祖说我们的剧本是怎么样的，我们就是导演就有禀报，那也就是妈祖有同意我们拍，然后我们又继续问第二个问题，说我们接下来要去找钱，然后会不会顺利？要拔杯，拔了很久啊，一直都没有，大概到半个小时，终于拔到了一个3个杯醒杯，然后他就说是很顺利，然后果然就也真的是很顺利，就是我们下去，然后直接碰到董事长，而且他马上在一个 meeting 就马上就是承诺要有一个200万的 sponsor 这样子。那而且在拍片的过程里头，我觉得就是这个，我觉得那个对我来说是一个非常大的，就是假如我有看过所谓神机的话，我觉得对我来说应该是在那一次的经验是一个非常深刻的一个经验，是因为我们就是在中间就拍嘛，拍的时候我常常都会觉得，哇，有些时候好像是妈祖在导戏，因为有一些东西比我们想象中能够拍到的更丰富。那中间有一场戏，因为那天我们已经要就是跟着走了3天，然后我们已经所有的团队要回台北了，最后一个 cut， 太阳快要下山了，还有一点亮光，然后可是那个戏是很难，因为那个男主角要看到他的阿公跪在那个轿子的前面跪着，然后他要哭，可是前面我们就是拍了好几次，我们本来用演的，然后他怎么哭就是我们都觉得很假不像拍了，我们差一点要放弃了。然后导演我们就在跟导演讨论说，我们再试一次，所以那个 camera 就是摆在这边，然后那个男主角在这边，然后我们本来，然后因为我们的 background 是远远的那个轿子，就是走过来，所以我们大家都看着男主角这边，我们都不知道后面发生什么事情。结果怎么轿子就走，而且就这样子从男主角的前面画过来画过去，然后在这边停了很久，所有的人都在这边张望，就全部都在那个镜头里面了。然后原来我们剧组的其他的所有的人，大家就跪在那个轿子前面，然后跪着，然后轿子，因为白沙屯妈祖的那个他会去感觉，然后他决定他要不要让你去认给他。然后当他这样过去的时候，男主角就真的就一直哭，所以我们当然看到了镜头里面的那个很棒的那个镜头。可是等到我们大家，包括导演啊，所有的人，他回头看到我们的其他的工作人员跪在那边的时候，我们所有的人大家就开始一直哭，就每一个人。
我有时候，当我有困难的时候，我会去考虑，有的时候真的是我没有办法处理的时候，我并没有会求上帝啊，我不会去叫上帝，也不会去叫哪一个神，也不会到庙里去，我会请，我可以说我会请上天帮忙，所以上天是众神，对我来讲是众神，很多神。
I've been a person who all the important decisions in my life, I think, I change my mind, and I change my mind, and I change my mind, until time ran up and I had to really make a final decision. Yet, I quit my job, left the girlfriend, drove 28 hours, moved to Puerto Rico, went to South America, and I have not looking back. For me, a posteriori, God was there. I mean, that was completely out of character for me. I am a person who all my life I've taken decisions more thinking about them, not so much about feeling. I let my brain leads me more than my heart. And the relationship with God is well, I can say God's preferred language of speaking to people is through their feelings. So I always saw myself, I like thinking, I don't like so much feeling. But then so Jesus told me, whenever you have an moment, when you see something very clearly, that's a consolation. That's a moment of God. God is there with you. He's letting you. So I'm looking back, and all the questions that I've had, especially these 8 years, questions that I have been thinking, and then I say, okay, let's pray this question, and I'm praying this question, and suddenly,
有时候祷告啊，或是一些敬拜的模式，很像是与自我在对话。我觉得这说法本身并没有错，可是我觉得我们就是基督徒把那个对自我谈话的对象定位成神，基本上跟自己的那个谈话中间还是有个距离，因为基督徒把神位建造的是一个完整的相对性，再去解释他们的逻辑，我觉得那跟自我的对话还是有点距离。
当然从我怎么跟耶稣基督或者上帝沟通，那一开始从教会学到的就是祷告、读圣经，那这是最一般的沟通。读圣经是一个单方向的，就是这些话是之前上帝让那些圣徒写下来的事情，那所以是单方向的，因为是上帝要告诉你的话，但这是单方向，所以这是一个沟通。那第二个就是祷告，祷告就是一个双方的，你向上帝问话，然后他用任何的形式回答你，这是一个双方的。那这两个我现在都还有在做，我有在读圣经，我也有在祷告。那还有一个沟通的方式就是要遵从你所学到，就像我刚刚说的，你要遵从你所学到的事情，把它应用在生活里面，就像是我们把它当成一个游戏好了。他今天给你一个规则，然后你知道他的规则玩，你就不会出事情。要随时相信你所相信的事情，那你就会发现，比方说有时候我会很惊讶，为什么所有事情都会这么巧合的发生在一起。那这个时候就有这个沟通，可能是若以我的个人来讲，我就是会觉得是上帝他帮我做一个安排，那他帮我安排，那我感受到了，这就是一个沟通。
I found myself many times that my brother is I don't know my brother. I mean, after a few years you have an image of your brother and you say, hey, my brother has grown up. It's good to go and to talk to him and to know him again. And I think that a relationship with God is like that. I mean, we have an image of God that is the image that we relate with. And if that is not, doesn't go together with experience, a relationship with God, can die or can be dominated by a particular image, can become in idolatry. So I think that for that, I mean, it's how you, for example, every morning when I get up and I pray, to say, and I prospect my day and I visualize the things that I will happen this day. So I commit myself in front of God and I say, I want to serve, I want to love my neighbor, and I want to follow the God that I know that is the God that is shown for me by Jesus, to say. And it's a relationship that goes. There is a moment that it's not worth to say. I mean, it's not a kind of a talkative relationship, but it's a kind of loyalty. It's a kind of presence that is beyond the words and is beyond the evidence or the experience of the evidence. It's something that you feel that is present in your life.
Yes, we always ask, who do you pray? Father, Son, or Holy Spirit? I will ask, no, I pray to Jesus. I'm more close to Jesus. I remember during my 1 month retreat, we have this prayer where we don't know anything in Jesus' life when he was 12 until his 30th year, the hidden years. So you can pray whatever you want. And I went out to play baseball with him, and we went out swimming, and we would go walking, and I would see Jesus flirting with women and stealing women away from me. Seeing Jesus as a regular man.